sweet yogis, and welcome to yoga. My name's Sarah. I'll be guiding you through the practice today. I invite you to take a block or a book. If you have a stack of books, it could help just bring the floor a little bit closer to you as we move through some of the shapes. If you have a pillow, I want you to grab a pillow. This is called a bolster. You don't need one. You can find them online. Sometimes you can just roll up a quilt or a thick blanket and it does the exact same thing. Or again, just a pillow from your bed. So keep those things handy. I will call on them and you can use them if you need them. All right, let's get started and seated. So we come to the mat today with all kinds of things, right? Your morning, your to-do list, your trauma, whatever you have. And when you're on the mat, it's a self-inquiry. So try not to put a lot of attachment into our stories, our feelings, our reactions, our emotions. I want us to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. When stuff starts to bubble up in your practice, in your breath, in your mind, I want you to attach a label to it. And then on the out breath, on the exhale, let it go. All right? Take a deep breath in. I got some anxiety, some chatter. I'm going to label it as fear on your exhale. Let it go. And just getting into that practice where we can clear the mind with each exhalation, it kind of opens up our hearts and our bodies up to the practice a little bit more. And we are embracing more of the shapes than we are resistant to them. So let's get started again. We are just easy sit. You can also take that block at this time and stick it right under your booty, right under your hips so that your pelvis is a bit elevated, pelvis over knees. All right? Palms down, ready to give, because this is an act of self-love right here in this space. This is your time. This is your beautiful practice. Breathe in. And at this time, we're not really trying to change a lot about our breath. We're just noticing how we show up. And I want us to take 5 or 6 breaths, just following the natural rhythm, the natural pattern, progression of your breath. There's not a whole lot of time in life when you will just be told to breathe, to practice to breathe. Now is one of those times, like a love note to your body. Let this next breath be the biggest breath that you've taken all week. On your inhale, we're filling up our belly, our ribs, our chest. On the exhale, open up your mouth, hot air out the mouth. Expel stagnant energy, expel negativity, fear, anything that's kind of holding you down. Like sometimes you feel like we're tied up with rubber bands, right? And we're unable to move forward. Let it go. Let's do it again. Deep breath in like there's a big balloon at the base of your belly. We're trying to blow up. Breathe in, belly, ribs, chest. And exhale, take something with it that you don't need. All right, we'll do that 2 more times. Deep diaphragmatic breath. So we're evoking the parasympathetic nervous system right now. We're getting into that rest and digest mindset. And exhale. One more time. Big breath in. Spine grows long on the inhale. And then on your exhale, slide those shoulder blades down. Shoulders move away from your ears, slide down into your back pockets. Beautiful. On this next inhale, arms by your side body, we're gathering up all of this energy. So this is all energy around us. It's what we choose to do with our day that makes us who we are. Hands meet in high prayer. On a slow exhale, bring your hands to the crown of your head. This is your spiritual truth, your God, however that shows up to you. Hands in between your eyes, your third eye center. This is your place of inner knowing and intuition. Hands come all the way down to your heart. Gently bow your head. This is your heart center. And this is a place where I want you to internalize, and maybe even speak it out loud where you are. Everything I need is already inside. Say it again. Everything I need is already inside. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Flicker your eyes open. Let's get started. Remove your block. If you took your block underneath your hips. Child's pose is a beautiful place to start. Big toes are touching. Your knees are about the width of your mat. Sit your hips back as low as you can go. And reach your fingers far towards the top edge of your mat. If this is too much on the low back, or if you don't have a lot of space in between your legs, you can keep the hips high. This is a variation of child's pose. It's called puppy pose. A lot of the same benefits. So choose one that serves you today. And every inhale, you lengthen your spine. Every exhale, you sink and soften. Let's take the right ear down. Beautiful. Now let's take the left ear down. And come into all fours for quadruped. This is box pose. Inhale, open your heart, drop your belly. This is cow. And then on your exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis into cat. Kind of like a spooky cat stretch. You tuck your chin, you get some space along the shoulder blades, in between the scapula. Again, inhale, open to cow. And exhale, navel to spine, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, cat. Shift some weight into your middle finger pad. Again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Neutral spine, bring it to center. We'll extend the left leg behind us, and the right thumb points up, arm extends in front. I want us to hold here for 3 deep diaphragmatic breaths, and our holds kind of become our mirrors. So I want you to start to notice what bubbles up when your body says, come out of this pose. All right? Notice the intricacies along the belly, transverse abdominis, all of the little muscles that have to fire for your body, your miraculous, wonderful body to maintain this shape. Let's release. Opposite side. Extend the right leg, flex the foot. Toes towards the kneecap, thumb up. Again, when the mind starts to wander, know that you don't have to go with it. A lot of times we get in these postures, whether it's in yoga or working out or wherever, running, and our mind tells us to stop 1,000 times before we're actually ready to. Beautiful. One more big breath in. And then exhale, hand comes down and knee comes down. Extend the left leg out first, then cross the midline behind you. We're taking a calf stretch here. So that leg goes up, across, and down. Shift the weight of your hips back until you find a calf stretch. And this is really subtle and it'll look different on everybody. I have to sink back and then kind of lean to the right to feel this. All right, let's come out, do the opposite side. Right leg extends, cross your midline behind you, plant the foot. Shift the weight of your hips, the weight of your body back, calf stretch. All right, come back to center. Curl under your toes. We're shifting the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is a wonderful pose. It's actually an inversion because your head is below your heart. Lots of benefits to inversions. If you're having any kind of dizziness or any kind of trouble here as your head's below your heart, you can modify in a box pose. It's a beautiful place to be. A lot of the same benefits. We'll meet in downward facing dog. If your calves and your hamstrings are real tight, put a gentle bend in your knees. And as you can see that pelvis, it tucks under and up. And that's what we're going for. Hips as high as you can get them to the sky. All right, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or float at the top of your mat. And we'll slowly roll all the way up to mountain pose. And we practice beautiful posture. Posture, posture, posture. It's one of my favorite things to teach because we walk around so closed because we're always on our phones or in our cars or at our desk. So to counter all of this closing, we must open. So we'll go through 3 sun salutations to get warmed up. The focus will be on the spine. So as you move through this flow, just notice all of the different directions that your spine is moving. If you want to even count, it will be moving in 7 different directions. All right, arms at side body, let's get ready to flow. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, side reach to the right. Belly in, make your ribs back. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, side reach left. Inhale, up and back. Baby back bend here, nothing too crazy. Exhale, hands move through heart for your first forward fold. I'm super tight today because I went on a run. We all have different places of tension and tightness. Mine is right in the hammies. No judgment, just label. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. On your exhale, plant your hands. Walk or float it back, chaturanga. On the toes or on the knees, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or lightly float. You're at the top of the mat. And slowly roll all the way up to standing. Your head's the last thing to hit the top. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach left. Inhale, reach up and back. Push your pelvis forward. Draw a line in the sky with your fingertips. Exhale, hands move through your heart back to your forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, walk or float it back, plank. Drop the knees, chaturanga. Chest down, belly down, upward dog or cobra. Curl under your toes, Adho Mukha, down dog. One more time like this. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or float, you're at the top of the mat. Slow as you can go, roll your spine, taking care of each bone that lines your vertebrae. Inhale, gather. Exhale, reach to the right. Back up to center. Exhale, reach to the left. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, walk. Maybe this time you float. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or float, top of your mat. Roll all the way up. This time we're visiting a new pose, chair, lightning bolt pose. So we kind of do look like a lightning bolt, right? Notice the power, the energy that's surging through the body, the musculature that has to fire up to maintain the shape. If it's too much on the back, bring your hands to your heart. A big part of yoga is making it your own. Don't try to fit the shape. Let the pose kind of find you, and then you become the pose in a way that suits you. Shift the weight into your tippy toes. Let your heels float maybe an inch up off the earth. And then sit your heels back down. Let your toes float. Keeping your belly in and your ribs knitted back. Spine is nice and straight. And then your next inhale, let's stand all the way up. Hands are still at heart. Taking a couple breaths here just to reset. Arms at side body. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands side body. Two more like this. Inhale, gather. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, gather. And exhale, release. Step the left foot back. And we'll take a generous bend in this front leg. 45-degree angle in the left foot. Arms all the way up. This is warrior one. Your hips and your shoulders are square to the front of the house. Couple breaths here. Every exhale is an opportunity to not only release something stagnant or that's weighing you down, but you also dig into this front knee and take this pose somewhere new. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, hands move through your heart. We're opening up the hips and the shoulders for Virabhadrasana 2. This is warrior 2. We have equal amount of weight in both feet. We have an external rotation starting from the hip. We have a very open heart. So this pose is symbolic of the front. This is the future. This is the past. And you are smack dab in the middle of it. You are living your best life and you are present now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reverse. We're about to give this right leg a nice break. We'll straighten the leg first. Take your right hand to the mat or to a block. I'm going to exit the pose to get my block. If you need to do the same, please do so safely. So blocks are a great way just to get your floor a little bit closer to your body. Trikonasana. Trikonasana is my favorite standing posture. You tuck your right glute under so that you feel like you're in between two panes of glass. And what we're doing here is we're trying to find that plane. We're flattening out almost like a pancake. Take your gaze up if it serves you, neutral if it's too much. Beautiful, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, take your block with it. If you took it, we're going right into the opposite side. So put it right where you might need it for your triangle. 45-degree angle in the right foot. Left knee is generously bent, arms up, look up. This is Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So to keep equal amount of weight in both feet, we really need to shift some weight to the outside edge of that back foot. 5 breaths. Big breath in here. We're going to use it to lengthen your spine. Exhale, prepare for Warrior 2. So let's reset the hips first. So now our hips are not towards the back of the room. They're towards me. Arms tee out. This is a big, bold posture. I want you to take up a lot of space here. Feel your arms go east to west or future to past. And again, you're right in the middle. In your moment, in your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. One of the definitions of yoga is to place in a special way. So if you just come to class, one of the things I love about yoga is that they'll tell me where to put my hands, where to put my feet, and when to breathe. And sometimes when we kind of step out of the driver's seat and we're just able to observe our bodies in space when they're being placed in special ways, magic happens. You're able to release, you're able to move through things. Inhale, reverse. And we're about to give this leg a break. We'll straighten it up, find your block. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And for me, my musculature and my body says I need to move the back foot up. So if you need to shorten your gait, please go there. Let's take 3 more breaths here again. Visualize that balloon at the base of your belly, and you're moving from the belly to the collarbones back down to the belly on each breath. And each breath is pretty big, right? It's got those 3 parts to it. We don't usually breathe like this. In our world, we breathe like we're holding a tiger on a leash, and not for our benefit, right? So focus on evoking the parasympathetic nervous system to telling every cell in your body that they're safe. All right, micro bend this left knee to get out of this. We're coming towards the center. So your toes slightly turn out. You will not need your block for this one. Slightly turn out your feet. Arms tee out. Let's wrap our right arm underneath our left for eagle arms. If you can't get those palms to touch, backs of the hands to touch. If you can't quite get this wrap, let's just go where we can go today. Breathe in. On your exhale, take this into goddess squat. Allow for the breath to enter through the nose, filling up the belly, the ribs, your chest. And then your exhale, sink your hips down a little bit lower. Inhale, gather, straight arms, straight legs. On your exhale, this time the left arm goes underneath the right arm. Sink and soften. Beautiful. Inhale, gather. And on your exhale, we'll hop to the top of the mat, right where we started in Tadasana. This is that mountain pose where you find your proper posture and your alignment. Inhale, sweep up to chair pose. Exhale, big open arm twist to the right. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, sweep left. Inhale, chair. I want us to take our left knee up with it. Pull your navel in. We're engaging our core here as we swing the left leg back to Warrior 3.
If you do not need your arms in front of you, it's too much, you can place them behind you. Micro bend the right knee, plant the foot, inhale, reverse warrior. On your exhale, side angle. Again, a great time to use a block. Right hand to the mat, or you can take your arm to your thigh bone. Left arm up or over. This is Parshvakonasana, side angle. Big breaths here. Exhale, look down. Top arm and core pull you all the way up. Beautiful. And we'll take a little pause here just to reset. I want you to grab your block and put it on the other side. Arms tee out. Deep generous bend in the left leg. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse. And then on your exhale, moving right into side angle on the left. Using a block if you need it. Top arm over, bicep by your ear. Notice any places where we're sinking. Try to stay lifted, engaged from the belly, from the core, from the bottoms of the feet, moving through the musculature of the ankles, the calves, the knees, the legs. Exhale, look down. Inhale, spiral your way up. We'll hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sweep it back into chair pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side reach to the right. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend your knees, chair. Lengthen through your arms. Exhale, chair twist. Back up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, up high. Standing knee raise. Right knee pulls into your chest. And then on a slow and steady exhale, we're moving into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Your belly is in. Remember that cow from the beginning of class? We really look for that cow up in the upper body. Shoulders drawing down to your back pockets. Warrior 3. Beautiful. Micro bend this left knee and come to standing into Dasana. All right. Inhale, arms up, reach up. And on your exhale, forward fold. Take your feet about the width of your mat. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm up, and we're popping the right knee. Let's switch sides. Left hand down, pop the left knee, pop the hip if it feels good. And we'll open this up for an open arm twist. Both hands down. Slow as you can. Let's roll all the way up. Put your feet together. Step your left foot back. About 3 feet or so. And we'll take prayer hands either in front of us or reverse prayer. So to find reverse prayer, I want you to make prayer hands facing down towards your sacrum. Draw a line with your fingertips towards the spine, flip them. And then you can wiggle them up if you want to, you don't have to. But it is a nice shoulder opener, the higher you can go safely. All right, from here, breathe in. And then hinging at your hip points, leading with your heart and your lowest rib, fold. This is pyramid pose, Parvattanasana. And when you get to the bottom of the pose, you can release your neck, keeping your hands where they are for a challenge, and taking your nose to your knee, or your chin to your shin. I can't quite get there today, I'm super tight. No judgment, no ego, just noticing how we show up. Beautiful, inhale, look up. And then as we slowly come out of this, let's take the arms, unravel them, tee them out. Take a quarter turn to the right, and then left hand comes down to a block or to the mat. This is revolved triangle. I just love using blocks. in my practice because I can open up into spaces that I didn't know existed, that you would never, like I would never feel this right here if I didn't have a block. And again, if you don't have a block, use a book. Old textbook lying around, stack of children's books, whatever you have. Take your right hand down first, micro bend this right knee. Left leg steps back just a little bit for your runner's lunge. Back knee down, top of the foot down. Couple more big belly breaths here. We're all about those belly breaths today. Curl under the left toes. Wiggle your right foot to the right side of the mat, and then step the left foot up to the left side of the mat. You're in low yogi squat. What a beautiful time to practice our pelvic floor exercises. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, lift your Mula Bandha. So Mula Bandha is, in yoga, in Sanskrit, is these energy locks we have. Mula Bandha is your bathroom muscles, very much like your pelvic floor. So think Kegel. Inhale. On your exhale, pull up. Squeeze your Mula Bandha. Couple more times here. Breathe in, release. On your exhale, pull up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. On your next inhale, we'll root through the four corners of both of the feet. Squeeze your booty on the way up. Take your arms up and over, gathering up this energy, hands to heart, feet closed. You're at the top of your mat. You're back in your Tadasana, mountain pose. Step the right foot back this time, about 3 feet or so. Back foot's at about 45 degrees. Hands in the front or hands in the back. Breathe in. Exhale, lead with your lowest rib, lead with your heart. We're moving into pyramid pose on the left. And if you need the help of your hands to stabilize you, to balance, you can put them on either side of your foot. You can also take a block in front of you, alleviate some of the pressure off the joints. Again, nose to knee or chin to shin. Beautiful breath. Inhale, look up. On your exhale, micro bend this leg to give you some support to get up. Inhale, arms tee out. Exhale, quarter turn to the left. Drop the right palm to a block or to the mat. This is revolved triangle. And these poses are detox or twisting. If you're pregnant, if you have a big belly going on, you're not going to twist too much, and we don't want to twist too much. So we make this more of an open chest twist than we do a torso twist. So if you are pregnant, allow that space for your belly to be, and then left arm will come up. So you might even be more at a diagonal. Beautiful. And this would not count as a deep twist. Again, if you are pregnant, we do want to avoid deep twisting, and we will not offer them in this series. Exhale, look down. Micro bend this left leg. Scoot the right foot all the way back. And we'll take runner stretch. And you can get as deep as you would like in your runner's lunge. If you need more of a psoas stretch, drop the back knee. If you need more of an active stretch, really getting into the hip flexor on the left side, I want you to drop your back knee and open up through this side of the body. So even if that means picking up your foot, peeking underneath. Let's scoot that left foot to the left side of the mat. Curl under your right toes. Right foot steps up. You're back in Malasana. So from Malasana, hands to your heart. We're taking 5 deep breaths in this beautiful hip strengthener. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then on your exhale, slide your shoulder blades in your back pockets. This next inhale, I want you to visualize space between each of the vertebrae as we breathe in. And exhale, release and soften. And we'll take a seat. Finding butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, feet together, heels together, and your toes are together. Breathe in and lengthen. On your exhale, slow hinge at the hips. We're folding. Great time to bring in your pillow. And we have moved. We are now moving into stillness. And some of us, that's really hard. So I want you to give it your best shot, taking deep breaths in and out your nose. Again, when chatter starts, when thoughts bubble up, I want you to label them just with a one-word label. And on your next exhale, send it on its way. Letting go of any musculature that's holding on or clinging in the hips. If you have that pillow, you place it right on top of your feet. If it's too far away for you to fold, you can stack whatever you need to underneath it, just so you can find a nice softness here. Letting go of muscular engagement, being here now. Beautiful. Look at your eyes open. Let's remove our pillow if we took it. Remove your block if you stacked it. And we're moving into half pigeon on the right. So we'll keep one leg up. Let's keep our right leg up front. Extend your left leg behind you. Half pigeon. This leg, if it's parallel, it's going to be a lot. So notice what you need. And if you need to pull this in, the heel comes towards the hip. If you need more, the heel moves towards the top of your mat. And you can stay lifted here. It's a great heart opener. Make sure that your left foot, shoelaces are down, and that your leg is kind of driving down to the middle of your mat, through the middle of your mat. Breathe in. And then on your exhale, you can find that pillow again, and you can make a nice, cozy little head rest, chest rest. I'll mind the time. I'm going to exit the pose. I want us here for about 2 minutes. And the importance of this pose is to really let the hips open up. We are pretty flexible right now. And without any judgment or any striving, let's see where we can go as we move into this beautiful hip opener. I'll mind the time. Again, we're in half pigeon on the right. If for some reason this just feels terrible for you, you can also take supine pigeon. And supine is just on your back. Make sure to pad your hips with a pillow or a folded up quilt. And we'll take the ankle at the knee and then pull everything into the midline. So that's just a nice accessible pose that you can add on if you need it. Because sometimes the poses that we offer don't fit everybody, and that's okay. If you switched or took an ear to your mat, let's go ahead and switch opposite ear to your mat or to your pillow or your bolster, just to getting a new experience to the direction of the head. And for the last 3 breaths, let's see if we can extend the exhalation. So inhaling through the nose for your, everybody's lung capacity is a bit different. And then when you're ready to release the breath, I want you to extend the exhalation by about 2 seconds or so. So we're not holding, no breath retention, but we are extending that space. Beautiful. Look at your eyes open. Slowly and carefully, let's push up. Hands under your shoulders to push up. We'll rock the body to the right and bring the left leg up. If you're on your back, please meet me in seated. We'll take knee pile pose. So this right leg's already bent. Let's take the left knees on top of the right knees. And if you can't quite stack your knees, we'll take fire log pose. So either one of these, just stack your legs, whatever that looks like for you. Inhale, gather. And exhale, hands come to heart. So we can stay here because this is a lot. This might be enough for you. If you would like, you can walk your hands towards me, fingertip your palms, and fold. And you don't have to fold very far to feel this. So go where your body is telling you to go. Really practice stretching the exhalation after each breath. Beautiful. Flicker your eyes open. Let's walk it back up to center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Might need the help of your hands to get your legs apart. We'll go to the front of the mat. This time take your left leg on top. Right leg all the way back. Shoelaces down. Top of the knee down. This left heel wherever you need it to feel something here. We never want to push into places that are prickly or into places that are painful. We don't want to get too uncomfortable because we need to stay here for about 2 minutes, but go somewhere where you're uncomfortably comfortable. And again, you can take that pillow or bolster underneath your chest if flexibility allows. If it doesn't, staying lifted in this pose is a beautiful variation. You can also take it to your back. Make sure you pad your hips if you go to your back. And we'll be here for 2 minutes. Breathe and rest. Notice any places of tension that are tightening or causing any kind of clinging. When you extend that exhalation, let it take something with it. Let it be tension, let it be tightness, let it be trauma. And switch directions of your face. So if you're facing right, let's take our right ear down this time, face left. Beautiful. Let's take 5 more breaths wherever you are. Flicker your eyes open, hands underneath your shoulders to push up. And then we'll swivel our hips to the left, bring your right knee or your right leg on top of your left leg for that knee pile or fire log pose. So we either stack our shins or we stack our knees, and that's just dependent on where your body is in space today. Arms up. On your exhale, take an open twist to the right. So your left hand is on your front leg, your back hand is like a kickstand behind you. Inhale, open. Exhale for your open twist. Let's do that again. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Use your breath to guide you. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, come to center. We'll side drip over to the left. Excuse me, that's the right. Inhale up. Side drip over to the left. Inhale up. Hands to heart. You might need to use your hands to move your legs apart. All right. Your feet are at the top of your mat. Your legs are straight. And find your pillow. You
can take your pillow in your lap, either hot dog or hamburger style. And we're separating our feet if you need to accommodate for the belly. And this is called caterpillar. We're just gonna fold onto our pillow or our blanket. So this shouldn't really feel like much. If somebody walked in the room, they'd be like, what are you doing? It doesn't really look like a yoga pose, but it is. So in this pose, what we are trying to achieve is no muscular engagement. Just like a caterpillar, kind of like slugging along. So take a deep breath in. On your exhale, I want you to fold over and let go of any muscular engagement. We'll take 5 breaths here. Letting go of any tension along the back of the spine, any clenching in the jaw. Remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Even let your feet fan out where they will. And take your shoulders, let them hang heavy. And if you can, visualize the breath instead of at the belly, in the back, in your posterior chain. Deep breath in, breathing into the spaces, the nooks and crannies that surround your lungs in the back. And then exhale. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Beautiful. Look at your eyes open. Feels good. Sometimes it feels good, just the nothingness. We don't do it enough. Okay, it's time to pad the hips. You can use a block to pad the hips. You can also use a blanket or a book or a rolled up towel. And we'll just take that block or that quilt underneath our sacrum. This is resting bridge. Or if you're lying flat, it's just lying flat on your back, preparing for Shavasana. If you wouldn't want to take it up into bridge, you can take resting bridge on a block. You can also remove the block and interlace your hands underneath you. I prefer resting bridge some days because it's like a little spinal release. Let's take our arms up, goal post your arms. And as females, we just have a heavier chest, right? So we have a lot of pressure on the thoracic and cervical spine, especially as we move through things like pregnancy. This counters all of that. See if we can find those goalpost arms, fingers spread wide. Breathe into your heart space here. One more time, breathe in. And exhale. Take your arms back to your side body. Let's remove the block or the quilt if you had it. And we're going to pull the knees into the chest, roll to the left, and push all the way up. All right, we're finding a wall for Viparita Karani. It's called Legs Up the Wall. And I like to actually move my mat to my wall. If you have a wall nearby or a bed or somewhere where you can just put your feet up, I invite you to move to that spot. So same thing, if you have a bolster, you can put the bolster under your hips. Sometimes though, all I use is, like this is a sweatshirt. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff, but if you just roll your sweatshirt up, you can put the sweatshirt right at the base of where your bottom will be. Put your booty down and make your way into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. So we're moving through things right now like hemorrhoids and varicose veins and swollen ankles and swollen feet, all the good stuff that comes along with pregnancy. How do we counter that? One of the ways we can counter this is legs up the wall. So we're getting fresh blood to lower extremities. We're taking the load off, right? How often do we do this? Probably never. So I want us to try to incorporate legs up the wall 2 to 3 times a week, 5 to 10 minutes at a time. The only caveat, please pad your hips. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Breathe and rest. I'm going to exit the pose. I'll mind the time and I'll wake you up when it's time to get up.
If you'd rather take Shavasana in a traditional Shavasana, I invite you to scoot away from the wall in a minute or so and find Shavasana. Just make sure your hips are padded. I'll mind the time and I'll wake you up in about 10 minutes. This is about the halfway mark. If you would like to make your way into a different pose for the rest of your Shavasana, I invite you to pull your knees into your chest first, roll to your right or left, and then take a side lying Shavasana. Search around for your pillow, maybe even take that sweatshirt underneath your head for a side lying Shavasana. And it feels really nice just to get the weight and the pressure off the back. Side lying Shavasana. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. 5 minutes. Breathe and rest. I invite you to stay here for as long as you need to. Thank you for letting me guide you through the practice today, from my heart directly to yours. Namaste. Again, please stay here for at least 5 more minutes.